since they were taking these huge corporate sponsorships, they were making tons of money. They didn't have need for these scams. I mean, I think it's one thing to scam if you're like broke on the street, and you're playing 3 card Monty to like live. And I think it's a whole other ethically cruel thing to do if you're basically trying to upgrade your penthouse to the building next door and like you're already well off and you just kind of want to get even further ahead. I think that's where.
Well, this is the fascinating thing. So I've been very fortunate recently to sort of get, whatever, a larger platform. And what you find out is like life is amazing. I always thought life is amazing, but it becomes more amazing. Like you meet so many cool people and so on. But what you start getting is you have more opportunities to like scammers will come to you and then try to use you, right?
Mhm.
And I could see for somebody it could be tempting to be like, "Ooh, it'd be nice to make some money."
I wanted to say, like, on this kind of, we're on this topic of opportunities you get, kind of when you get a platform. So one of the reasons kind of I railed a little bit earlier against materialism or whatever, I think to the extent to which you can moderate your own greed, you can play longer term games. And I think so many people end up cutting an otherwise promising career short by just wanting it too fast. So I think it's like a huge edge, just like discipline is in terms of like achieving what you want. I think I'm like a very moderate, like being comfortable with a moderate existence and finding happiness in that is a huge edge because really your overhead is so much cheaper than the people who need a Ferrari or a super nice house to feel fulfilled.
Yes.
And when your overhead is less, you have the luxury to say no to like sketchy offers, to different, you have freedom that other people don't have because a lot of times people don't pitch it this way. They pitch a Ferrari as freedom or like a big house as like you've made it. In a lot of ways, those shackle you back to like, you got to find the cash flow for those things. It's never a free ride.
Yeah, that's really beautifully put. I've always said that I had fuck you money at the very beginning. I was broke for most of my life. The way you have fuck you money is by not needing much to say fuck you.
That's right.
I mean, that's the overhead that you're talking about. If you can live simply and be truly happy and be truly free, I think that means you could be free in any kind of situation. You could make the wise kind of decisions, and in that case, money enables you in certain ways to do more cool stuff, but it doesn't shackle you, like you said.
Correct.
Too many people in the society you would shackle because material possessions kind of like draw you into this race of more and more and more and more. And then you feel the burden of that, bigger houses and all that kind of stuff. And now you have to keep working. Now you have to keep doing this thing. Now you have to make more money. And if it's a YouTube channel and so on, you have to get more. And the same, it's not even just about money. That's why I deliberately don't check views and likes and all that kind of stuff. Is you don't want that dopamine of like of pulling you in. I have to do the thing that gets more and more attention or more and more like money and
Yeah, that's so wise. Yeah, agreed.
It's a huge negative hit on your ability to do creative work.
Can I ask you about that? Because I'm always interested in this. I completely agree. I think it's funny because when you abstract yourself out to the people you admire and respect who inspired you to do the creative work you do, you never think about like the views they were getting or the money they were making or the influence they had. All you ever think about is the work itself. Mm-hmm. And it's funny when a lot of people get in this position, your temptation is to focus on that which you can measure, which is like all the stuff you said, like the likes, the view. That's not actually the target or what you got into it for. If you get into it for like, because you're inspired or whatever, your goal is inspiration, it's impact. And like that can't be quantified that same way. So it's interesting. You have to find a way as a creator of any of this stuff to like deliberately detach yourself from the measurable and focus on this thing, which is kind of abstract. And I was wondering if you have any like ideas for that.
So there's a bunch of ideas. So one is figure out ways where you don't see the number of views on things.
How do you do that?
So I wrote a Chrome extension for myself that hides the number of views.
That's really funny. No, what's funny is
for me, because it's useful for other people's
Right?
content.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to borrow this. That was my problem. I
Yeah.
actually have some Chrome extensions for like I don't like going down like recommendation rabbit holes when I'm at work.
Mhm.
I just want to like search for a video, find it. I don't want to see like all the up next because I'll waste time. So I use Chrome extensions for that. But the views is a problem because it's relevant to me as a creator. Like, is this a big video? Is it a
Yeah, which is why it really hurt when they remove like likes and dislikes, because I
Yeah.
want to know for
What is
tutorials and so
real?
on. I mean, that's probably really useful for you, the dislikes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that? Do you ever considered making that Chrome extension public?
Sure. Yeah, actually, yeah. And there would be a good philosophy behind it, right? Like, don't, if you're a
I
creator,
really like it.
don't-
I love the